How to remove the air in the tube of your CISS printer. You need a syringe like this without needle. Pull up the plunger, insert it in the small hole of the tank, unplug the tube from the cartridge, place a tissue here, push the plunger of the syringe slowly, watch for the ink to flow. Once it reaches the end of the tube, fold it like this, then insert the tube back to the hole. But whoa, hold your horses. You think it's as simple as that? Let's try it. So we have here a hose. We have here a syringe. Let's put it on a small hole. Let's push it so the ink flows. There we have it. So let's fold the hose and let's remove this one. What will happen if I will release the hose? What will happen if there's a leak here on the hole and it will suck air? It will flow back. Look, it's going back. So is it as simple as inserting a syringe here? No, it isn't. Okay. So first you need to understand the bottom of the tank should be leveled with the cartridge. That is the proper position of the tank. Let me demonstrate it. Look, as you can see, if we are going to level the bottom of this, of the tube, for example, this one, it's leveled on the bottom of the tank. And we're going to release it. We're going to release the folded tube. Okay, it will not backflow. As you can see, it's backflowing. But if your tank is lower than your cartridge, if your tank is lower than your cartridge, as you can see, it will flow back because your tank is lower. If you are going to refill your tank, you need to cover this first before opening this one and placing the ink. Okay. Once you refill the tank, you cover the big hole and you remove this one. If both holes are covered, it cannot suck the ink and the cartridge will be empty. So that's one reason why you are having air or the ink is backflowing, because your tank is lower than the cartridge. Another one is there's a leak. There's a leak here. So probably the hole is not a circle. And so instead of sucking the ink, it sucks air because it is not airtight. Okay. That's why the rubber is very important. The hole should not be too big. So when you place the rubber, it should be not that big. So when you put this one, when you put the tube, it should be airtight. That's the purpose of the rubber, so that air cannot enter into it. So instead of sucking air, it will suck the ink. So if you see the cartridge, before putting this big hole here, okay, this one is only a very small hole. It's only a very small hole covered by this one, so that air will pass through here, going there. Okay, so the ink can come out. If this one is sealed, there's no air entering it, the ink won't come out. So what we did on this, in converting the CISS, is we make the hole big and place the tube. So as the cartridge releases ink, instead of sucking air, it will suck the ink from the tank. Okay. So if there's a leak of air here, instead of sucking the ink, it will suck air. And that's one reason why there's air pocket on the tube of your CISS. Okay. If you also cover these two holes, the ink won't flow there. So this should be open so that there will be an intake of air. There should also be no ink on the small chamber, so just in case there's a lot of ink there, you just tilt it like this and then put it back. Okay. Here's one more important thing you need to know before removing the air in the tube. I have here a Canon repair where it only prints yellow. I noticed this cartridge is light, so we need to check which ink is empty. Get a tissue paper and press it on the nozzle of the cartridge. As you can see, it's only yellow coming out from the nozzle. This means that the cyan and magenta are empty. Refill the cartridge with 3 ml of ink for each color. So after refilling the cartridge, that's the time that you're going to remove the air in the tube. So for the yellow, since we don't know how much ink is in it, let us still inject the yellow ink. By the way, the reason why the cyan and magenta got emptied is because they've been using the printer with the small holes of the tank covered. Before printing, this should be open. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you learned something, and if you have any more questions, please feel free to comment below and I will try to answer your questions. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe and hit the notification bell or follow us in Facebook.